In this screencast, I am going to walk through how bibliographies work in OpenXML WordprocessingML. The first thing to do is to create a sample document, insert some citations, and then create a bibliography in that document. Create a document, call it test. Insert some text, we go to reference, insert citation, add new source. I'm going to check this checkbox, show all bibliography fields. The type of source is a book, the author is Eric White, the title is Word Processing ML, a novel. I want to show how you can retrieve URLs or show how all of these fields are stored in WordprocessingML. So I'm going to enter a URL here, which is www.ericwhite.com/blog, and the publisher, it's self-published. Click OK. We've inserted a citation, and now let's insert a bibliography. Save it and close it. Now I'm going to start Visual Studio, and I'm going to drag test.docx onto Visual Studio to edit it with the Visual Studio OpenXML editor Power Tool add-on for Visual Studio. So let's look at the markup in document.xml, and what we find here is the citation. The citation is stored as field markup. I have a screencast that talks about field markup in detail. You can find that screencast here. Further, the actual bibliography is stored down here with the SDT content. Within there is another field. Here's the field car with a field car type of begin. Here is the separate, and there is the end. And the content of that field is between the field car with a field car type of separate and a field car with a field car type of end. This is the automatically generated contents. But that doesn't tell us where all of the contents, all the detail about that item in the bibliography. What we can do is, if we go back here to document.xml, we notice that it actually has a relationship to custom XML/item1. If I open custom XML/item1, I see this markup, and there is the information on this particular citation. There is the URL. But one of the key points about custom XML is the custom XML part can contain any XML for any schema. The issue here is this document could theoretically have more than one custom XML part, and each of those custom XML parts would be used for a different purpose. So the question is, how do you find the right custom XML part? Now in this particular example, there's only one custom XML part, but I'm talking about this in general because you need to write your code to be prepared to handle the situation where it encounters multiple custom XML parts. The code can iterate through all the custom XML parts for this main document part. It then finds this custom XML/item1.xml. it goes to this item1.xml and it sees that it has a relationship to this item1 properties1.xml or item1 props1.xml. And if we open this, this is where the metadata about that custom XML part is stored. So for instance, if you were using content controls and the content controls were bound to elements in a custom XML part, there is a GUID in the binding in the main document part, and you would find that GUID here in the item props1.xml for that particular custom XML part. The key thing is that you iterate through all the custom XML parts for the main document part. You get the custom XML part looking for the item properties XML. You then open that part, and when you open that part, you can decide what that custom XML part is there for. And in this particular case, what we find is that there is a schema ref, and the schema ref has a URI of schemas.openxml-format.org/open-document/2006/bibliography. So this indicates that this is the custom XML part that we're looking for. We can then get the information out of the custom XML part that contains the data about each of those citations, including the author, including the URL, or any other information that has been entered for that particular citation. One key point about this is there is kind of a meta point here that I'm making, which is that this is how you always find out what a custom XML part is about. You find the relationship from the part to the custom XML part. You then find the relationship from the custom XML part to its properties part. You then open the properties part, and then you can determine what that custom XML part is about. It sounds a little more complicated than it is. In truth, you just have to iterate through, open this, and look at it, see if it's the one you want, and then if it is, process it appropriately. And the reason for this is that the contents of this custom XML part, OpenXML WordprocessingML is designed such that you can have any schema whatsoever in this custom XML part. So that means we can't insert, for instance, custom attributes in a custom namespace or funny elements in there in a specific namespace. That's not the way that WordprocessingML works. The XML in there can be defined according to any schema, so you have to go to the item properties to find out whether that is the custom XML part that you're interested in. And in this particular case, the bibliography details for all of the citations are stored in the custom XML part. That's all I'm going to cover in this screencast.